Every spring, millions of people spend hundreds of dollars on lawn and garden care. Herbicides, weed and feed, pre-emergent sprays, you name it. We spend hours pulling out every plant that wasn't intentionally planted. But what if I told you that everything you've been labeling a weed could actually feed you, heal you, and enrich your garden? These so-called weeds were once the backbone of survival for medieval families. They grew without effort, provided essential nutrition, and offered medicinal properties that modern science is only beginning to rediscover. In this video, we'll explore 10 remarkable plants that have been growing under your nose for centuries, quietly sustaining humanity. By the end, you'll never look at your yard the same way again. 1. Fat hen, Chenopodium album. Fat hen might be the first plant you've ever pulled out of your garden without a second thought. But this little weed was once a European staple. Archaeologists discovered it in the stomach of Talland man, a 400-year-old bog body in Denmark. His last meal contained over 40 seeds and grains, but the most abundant was fat hen. Its tiny seeds, just 1 mm across, can produce up to 75,000 seeds per plant. The leaves are edible, cooked like spinach, and packed with iron and protein. Modern analysis shows its seeds have protein content nearly identical to quinoa. Medieval peasants didn't weed fat hen out of grain fields, they harvested it alongside wheat and rye. Mixed into bread, it improved protein and mineral content. Today, it grows in your garden, sidewalks, and lawns for free. Let it mature, harvest the seeds, and you have a high-protein grain that your ancestors would recognize. 2. Plantain, Plantago major. Not the banana, but a low-growing rosette with a tall seed spike. Plantain grows everywhere humans walk. Paths, lawns, gravel, and between pavers. Medieval physicians called it waybread, a plant always within reach of travelers in need of first aid. Plantain leaves contain compounds that accelerate wound healing, reduce inflammation, and pull toxins from cuts and stings. A 2013 study confirmed its anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, accelerating wound closure by 28% in lab conditions. Next time someone scrapes themselves in the yard, crush a plantain leaf and press it on the wound. You'll witness the same healing power that has been relied on for over 1,000 years. 3. Chickweed, Stellaria media. Chickweed is one of the few greens that grows through winter in temperate climates. Medieval families harvested it from November through March as a primary source of fresh greens, not out of desperation, but because it was genuinely nutritious. It's mild and slightly sweet, like a mix of lettuce and baby spinach. Nutritional studies show chickweed contains more vitamin C per gram than lettuce, plus calcium, magnesium, and potassium. 1 square meter of chickweed can produce enough greens for a family meal, and it regrows within 2 weeks of cutting. Unlike store-bought greens that travel thousands of miles, chickweed grows free and fresh in your own backyard. 4. Dandelion, Pteroxacum officinale. Dandelions are more than just weeds. The leaves are the first spring greens, eaten raw or cooked. Flowers were fermented into wine, roots roasted in a coffee-like drinks, and the latex sap applied topically to treat warts. Dandelions also improve soil health. Their deep taproots mine minerals like calcium, potassium, and iron from below and deposit them into the topsoil when leaves decompose. Nutritionally, dandelion greens surpass romaine lettuce in vitamin K, vitamin A, and calcium. By removing them, you're eliminating a plant that simultaneously feeds your family and repairs your soil. 5. Nettle, Urtica dioica. Stinging nettle may be infamous for the pain it causes, but when cooked briefly, it becomes one of the most nutritious vegetables on earth. It contains up to 25% protein by dry weight, compared to 3% in spinach and 4% in kale. Nettle is also rich in iron, calcium, and magnesium. Medieval Europeans cultivated nettle fields intentionally. They used it as food, fiber, and medicine. Today, it grows along compost piles, fence lines, and stream edges. Harvest the top 10 cm in spring. Blanch briefly, And you have a protein-rich green that rivals the most expensive superfoods. 6. Yarrow. Achillea millefolium. Yarrow has a legendary reputation dating back to ancient Greece, where Achilles used it to treat his soldiers' wounds. Medieval herbalists prescribed it for fevers, digestive pain, and menstrual cramps. Yarrow contains compounds that accelerate blood clotting, reduce inflammation, and relax smooth muscles. It grows in poor soil, meadows, roadsides, and neglected lawns. Fresh leaves can be applied directly to minor cuts, while dried flowers make effective medicinal teas. This plant has been quietly serving humans on battlefields and in households for millennia. 7. Cleavers. Galliumaparine. Cleavers are sticky, climbing weeds with tiny hooks that cling to clothing and fur. Medieval herbalists used them as a lymphatic tonic, supporting the body's drainage system after a winter of heavy preserved foods. The dried seeds were roasted as a coffee substitute, and young stems made into tea. This plant represents the holistic system medieval people relied on: food, medicine, and soil support all in one. Modern herbalists still prescribe cleavers for kidney and lymphatic health, but you have to buy it from specialty shops. It's already growing in your backyard for free. 8. Purslane. Portulaca oleracea. Purslane is a succulent, low-growing plant that thrives in disturbed soil. Medieval families valued it for its omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins A, Z, and E, and minerals like magnesium and potassium. Its leaves and stems can be eaten raw in salads or cooked like spinach. Purslane is remarkably resilient, surviving droughts in poor soil, while the herbicide industry treats it as a nuisance. Historically, it was a critical summer green that prevented nutritional deficiencies in long hot seasons when other vegetables struggled to grow. 9. Sorrel. Rumex acetosa. Sorrel is a tart, lemony leafy green, rich in vitamin C and minerals. It was eaten throughout Europe as a spring tonic. Medieval families often used it to make soups, sauces, and salads. The oxalic acid that gives it a tangy flavor also supports digestion and liver health. Sorrel grows in gardens, meadows, and neglected fields, self-seeding year after year. It is hardy, nutrient-rich, and largely ignored by modern gardeners who favor imported greens from the store. 10. Wood sorrel. Oxalis spp. Wood sorrel is a small, clover-like plant with a tangy lemon flavor. Its leaves, flowers, and stems are edible and were historically used for salads, teas, and flavoring soups. Rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, it helped prevent scurvy in times when fresh fruit was scarce. Beyond nutrition, wood sorrel was part of a medicinal system, used to soothe fevers and digestive issues. It thrives in lawns, paths, and shaded garden corners, quietly maintaining its place in the ecosystem while modern humans treat it as a nuisance. For centuries, these plants were a complete system. Nutrition, medicine, fiber, and soil health all provided naturally. Medieval families didn't have grocery stores, pharmacies, or lawn care chemicals they acknowledge. They observed plants, understood their uses, and let them thrive alongside human habitation. We've replaced that wisdom with poison and convenience. But the evidence is clear. These plants work. They always have. Every plant on this list is growing near you right now. Stop killing them. Observe them. Learn from them. Harvest and eat what's safe. Use what heals. And watch your garden thrive naturally. If you want to continue uncovering the knowledge hidden in plain sight, subscribe and join us. Comment below which of these 10 plants you're going to let live. The most useful garden you'll ever have is the one that's already growing under your feet.